Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So today, I wanted to share how I have been so mind blown and challenged to really question every single thing that I do, everything that I perpetuated and maybe did or didn't know its implications or its power, or did things thinking that there was a right way to do it, and it really was based off of a system that was really set up for our demise. And I was also challenged by a lecture that I heard, talking about how we always say our children are our future, and putting all of the weight and the gravity on our children to carry on the torch, sort of thing. But this reminded me, it tied into a lot of the things that I had believed about talking to my kids and telling them this is this, listen to what I'm saying, when they'll remember what I do, remember how I live, more than they will take or heed my voice because I told you so. And that doesn't tie into the way that I live, the way that I move, the partner that I chose, the life that I have created for us. It goes all the way down to every little thing that I do. And then making sure that I take being a mother to a whole nother level, where it's like, every day I am consistent with influencing them and encouraging them and moving with them to look at life and live life in a different way. So if I say, for example, you should read more, go get a book. Go get a book. Put your tablet down, turn off the TV, go get a book. That is me sending them away from me to do it alone. And they will have plenty of time in their adult life to go into that, season of isolation, that hermit mode, that to find themselves, to go into the darkness, because within the darkness, within the silence and the solitude, you find all the answers. We know this, but at 6 and 10, that is not what they are called to do. So I have to, oh my God, TT wants to play. So I have to stop what I'm doing and get the book. Come on, let's sit down, get a blanket, get your hot chocolate, create the environment and the mode to where we are together, you are unified, and they feel supported with me saying, let's do this together. This is how you dive into a book. This is how, when we come upon a word that we don't understand, get the dictionary. This is how we sound words out. This is how we comprehend what we're reading. Not just gloss over it because you memorize a spelling word. Not just read it because, you're supposed to read, for 15 minutes in the evening to get, your little school points, or read for a project, or read because that's just what school is calling you to do. But read for freedom, read for enlightenment, read for knowledge, read for an escape, to find a world that may not be in present time, but you can know that these things are possible and you have the power to create these things. Or tap into a knowledge that they're not going to teach you in school. And yes, mommy has to send you to school, but know that that is not reality. So I have been challenged to go beyond just directing them and sending them away because they are my children, because they do need me. They do need my constant guidance. They do need my constant hands-on approach. I have noticed with my youngest and her pickiness, when I say stir like this, let's cook, come on, chop it up, because she loves to cook, she has been more apt to try more vegetables, try more foods that are much healthier than how I used to be, which was just give her what I only knew she would eat, which was packaged food, sugary foods, and things like that. And my laziness and my gratification, or my like, okay, it's okay, was when, at her checkups and stuff, that, she's growing, she's fine, she's not malnourished in any way. Let the child just eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch and French toast if that's what she eats. I can't get her to eat vegetables. I used to let that be the only, she's okay. But pushing beyond that, now also to respecting her palate, respecting her little triggers is a balance. And that also too inspires my children to know how we are supposed to interact with each other. It is the family dynamic that teaches us respect, patience, listening, communication, how to temper our anger, choose our words, all these things. It is now. It is now that they learn life. It is now that, and it's from you. So if you're not at a place where you are, if you're not at a place where you are prioritizing certain things, how is it that your children are going to get these lessons and know? Or are they going to be in a culture shock, in a societal shock, and an everything shock, you know? And I know you can't do all, and for all of us, we will find our own paths and our own lessons, yes. But what is the takeaway from this, I hope for you, because as it's been for me, was that if I don't continue to cultivate myself in this life and then bring my children along, so with my spirituality, I say, come help me light the candles. The candles represent this. Light the incense. The incense, I'm showing them actively everything that I have come into. I don't just let them just be children sometimes. It is like, this is how you see. This is the reality, but it is only through me. And today was one of those days where, I was cleaning and taking down the fall decor and listening to different lectures and jotting down my notes so I can go back and reference. That's another thing. As you are discovering, do not be afraid or do not be overwhelmed by by taking the power and saying, okay, let me challenge this. Let me chew up the meat, spit out the bones. Let me find out who this person is saying this. Is this true? Where are they getting their information from? And if you don't have time to read all the time, I mean, these are huge articles and big books or expensive books, find the ebooks, find the audibles, go to the library. Maybe you can try to rent the book. Find ways to validate the information that you are coming upon, to set yourself free, because with knowledge and a sense of self, that is all that matters. And everything else around you, be it chaos and propaganda and, fear mongering and all these things that have been designed to keep us right here, you and your household, you and your children will surpass all that. And you will have a peace and a hope and a freedom that cannot be bought. That no amount of Disney vacations and even the good grades, so to speak, and all these things will validate. It is the inside that is the true representation of your success and all that you have worked so hard for. So if my children, fail to know who they are and how to think and how to be independent in the sense of, knowing themselves and loving themselves and choosing things that only support and help them flourish, then I, in a sense, would have failed. Not what degree they got, how much money they make, what school they got into, those kind of things that we are taught to revere over, being a good human, being a kind human, being a present human, being a genuine human, being an authentic human, being a human that knows they have the power. Life doesn't happen at you. None of this stuff can happen at you. Everything is self-created, so I was inspired, and that is where my mind has been at. And it's a lot. And I have, what is that verse? I don't even know what verse in the Bible it is, or if it came from the Bible, but it's, which with much wisdom comes sorrow, because with the wisdom, you have to question, like I said in the beginning, everything. Why do I get up and always, maybe turn on the radio, turn on the news? Or why do I care if my child I don't know, just anything that hold in high esteem that may not have been your original thought. How far can you take it back to your childhood, to what we are programmed to do and how we're programmed to think? Because we know that the education system and the government and all the things that are pushed and shoveled down our throats is part of a bigger scheme. And where you find your answers and where you fit into all of that is going to be, is going to be the thing that it can make you sad. It can make you, of course you start mistrusting. Of course you begin to feel the pain of the people before you that succumbed to the system. You feel a certain new sting of what your ancestors went through, because a lot of them were really in the thick of it. Whereas some things that I have read and learned about, I have not experienced, but I believe that they were true. But, then you have to bring that pendulum, that balance back and say, okay, I can't stay sad. Now it has time to act. And now it's time to find the hope and the rebuilding and the rebirth of what can be true and what can be healed and what can be recreated, and what can my ancestors be proud of me now creating out of this knowledge. So that's all I wanted to say. Good luck to all of you who are questioning your spirituality, your upbringing, your belief systems, where you fit into your county, your state, politics, all those. None of us fit into the politics, but you know what I mean. All of the things that you are beginning to, dismantle and rebuild for yourself. Good luck to you. You are where you are supposed to be on this journey, and nothing is by mistake. Nothing is by coincidence. And yeah, good luck to you. Peace. Bye.